Okay, folks, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon muser, our master, this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever this may find you. And today we are continuing on with our ongoing campaign, playing Pathfinder, Paizo Publishing's Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And this is set in Bruce Hurd's very cool Principalities of Glantri setting. And with me today are the stars of the Great School of Glantri campaign. I'll go the order I got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing. So first up is Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Juan Giuliano del Bacadiz. He is he's basically a Spanish elf.
Very much so.
Bacadiz elf.
Nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I am playing Valeria Vaduva, I think, and she is the daughter of a minor noble who is full of herself and thinks she belongs in the school, but she's got a secret heart, and she's a herbalist necromancer, so see how that plays out.
Nice. Next up is Colin, a.k.a. Spike Pit.
Yeah, I'm Spike Pit. I'm playing Torgana, the Effengarian spell slinger. She's a bit of a joker, so we'll see what she gets up to.
The reason I'm laughing is with your accent, it sounds like Effengar, like you're like fucking gar.
Fucking gar.
The Effengar.
Effengarians.
And next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Angus McLeish. So, for those of you who don't know, there's a king in Arthurian mythology whose name is Angus, but anglicizes Anguish, which I say not just to show off my knowledge, but also because that probably fits for Angus since he fell about 30 feet from a broomstick last time.
Yes,
Just call him Anguish.
And it didn't help when someone trying to help him
Yep.
things a little bit worse.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to poke the wound.
And last but not least is Andrew.
Hello. I am playing Albrecht von Gaulstein, a self-important noble. Has a lot in common with Valeria, in fact, but has a bit of a complex due to the fact that his uncle kind of is one of the professors here. So he feels he's got a lot to prove.
Nice. So, as you may have picked up too, so no one introduced their classes, and that's because everybody is playing wizards. This campaign features all of our player characters as students, newly enrolled students at the Great School of Magic in Glantri City. So last session, guys, when school was first adjourned, we had a bit of an eventful session. Who wants to do a quick recap of what happened? There's a hero point in it for somebody.
Oh.
I think that Angus would need it.
Okay, sure. So what we did was we all, some of us arriving on time and some of us not so punctual, arrived to show up for first day's, introductory, new orientation for students at the Great School of Magic, which ended up being mostly hazing by the upperclassmen. The upperclassmen summoned a bunch of broomsticks that flew around and attacked us, and we were supposed to take a crown. I don't remember if it started on a statue, but it was supposed to finish on a statue, put it on a statue to demonstrate that we knew how to do magic. That was most of the session, if I remember correctly, Angus tried to ride one of the broomsticks unsuccessfully. Was it Keela who successfully rode a broomstick? I don't remember exactly. Somebody else was
Torgana.
much better. Torgana successfully rode the broomstick. But yes, we survived the hazing and then found out that there is another sort of hazing tradition that we're supposed to steal this like mounted bull's head to show off that we're serious players in the magic world. So that's what we're doing next. Oh, and we all, met each other and exchanged names and found out that some of us are a little bit more asshole-ish than others, and all of that.
Also, we're Covenant Flinders, is I think what the name.
Yes.
is.
Yes,
Oh,
for your
yes.
conclave, yeah. Because the Grandmaster Etienne d'Amberville had mentioned that each entering year you become part of a conclave, and you give the conclave a name, and you guys gave the name Flinders, I believe, for the conclave. Okay, so let's see here. We found a really terrific. Oh. There you go. I didn't add the. I'll have to double check. We had a really good. We found a great song from last night, or track from the soundtrack that was really good for combat. Not that you guys are going to get in combat this.
That was really a good one. What was that called?
Yeah, I don't.
Not Eye of the Tiger, then, Kev.
This would be all stuff from Kevin McLeod that's open source. So
Yeah. There's only like
I'll have
8
to
million
find some of
tracks.
that
That's why I
open
kind of
source.
want to know what it was.
yeah, well, I'll find out between now and next session. I've got some stuff in
All
here.
right. Nice.
Anywho, so all right, so guys, then what are you guys are sitting around in the kind of the common room, and as I was describing, you guys are sort of in one of the towers in the Great School. The Great School itself is located right here. Boom. On the map, the one with the courtyards there, and you guys are situated in one of the kind of one of the wings in one of the towers. There's a big circular room that is sort of a common area, and then from that there are a bunch of other rooms that go out. Some of them you have to follow upstairs, so they're sort of stacked on each other. But that's where you guys will be staying for the foreseeable future. And I think the last thing that we had happen, as you guys were all kind of in that common room and getting a sense of what to what to make of each other, you, I believe, saw someone you had not seen before walk in, and that was a young Ethengari woman.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin, how did that introduction go?
Yeah, so I imagine Torgana just sort of sheepishly pokes her head around the door and sort of surveys the scene, trying to suppress a giggle as she kind of sidles into the room, says sort of a greeting, and perhaps just sits down as if everything was as it should be.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, I think Valeria and Keela recognized the voice in the middle of combat one time.
Yeah, there was.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I have the opportunity to roll to see if I have the wits to put the chair out for her so she can sit down?
I think that's fine.
Giuliano.
That feels very
all right.
appropriate.
I
So
thought he might be taken aback. He didn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So he doesn't know
I
who
do
this
that
person
then.
is, but he knows his manners.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you meant pull the chair out from under her as she tried to sit
Oh
down.
no!
he's
He's pulled the
It's a bit
chair.
suave and sophisticated.
Oh. Clearly Angus and Juan Giuliano are on different
Yeah.
wavelengths.
Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone say anything to Torgana as she comes in here? I mean, I think Valeria had a suspicion that it was a woman's voice in there, so maybe this.
Well, Valeria's gonna keep it quiet and like calm like she expected, and just raise an eyebrow really high.
Okay.
But she doesn't say anything like "get out of here" or anything.
Okay.
Because apparently Juan's being chivalrous towards
Yeah.
her.
Yes.
What about this? What do you think, Albrecht? Suddenly there's that Ethengari man that was on the first day. He's not here any longer. This woman had the temerity to come in here.
I'm quiet. He's kind of observing, but you do notice, or anyone who would be paying attention to him, his most of his surprise is all in his face. Kind of a raised eyebrow, like, huh, kind of thing going on here. But he doesn't say anything.
Okay. What about Angus? Does Angus react at all?
Probably. I think there's been a lot of weird shit that's happened today. So, this isn't that far out there. But if nobody else is gonna say, he's gonna kind of look around and nobody says anything. Well, if nobody, I'll ask, who are you?
I will. I'll just do a kind of a courteous bow. Why, I am Torgana. The pleasure's all mine.
Okay. Good enough for me.
So Angus feels like there's a joke that that the rest of the group is in on that he doesn't understand. Everyone else seems...
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows what's going on exactly, but he's not gonna press the issue.
Okay. So what, as a refresher too, I think the last thing that we talked about was the tradition of the incoming conclaves, and that the tradition is, of course, and the one thing I listened to the last session again too, and one thing I don't think I made clear, so what the tradition is there is a local establishment called the Hacienda, and the Hacienda is run by a very, very, very old Belcadese elf named Pascal de Ruiz. And Pascal has apparently been here for, as long as the city's been here at least. And in there, he has this enormous black bull's head that is called the Rojo Negro. And the Black King is said to have skewered at least three, three Belcadese matadors. What the rumor is that Pascal was the one who actually took the Rojo Negro down, and as such, but it did take a cost, which is why Pascal is said to limp to this day. And what the tradition has been is the incoming conclave will go to the Hacienda, they will steal the Rojo Negro, and they will place it outside the quarters of the upper year conclave, the one ahead of theirs. And the reason to do that is not to impress the upper year conclave, it's to show that they are equals. It's it's a power play by the incoming conclave as against them. And it's not always been successful. Like, not everyone has successfully gone in. Not for nothing as well, too, there is a massive festival going on in Glantri City during this thing. It is effectively the Galantrian equivalent of, like, Carnival. There's lots of masks and people in the streets and elaborate gondolas in the canals. And of course, because this is Galantri, there's a lot of really extraordinary displays of magical power and prowess. And as a result, it's a fairly chaotic evening. So, there is a distraction often at the Hacienda. And this is what Juan Giuliano was telling you guys about, is that this is something that the Belcadese have talked about quite some time. They take in a lot of other, cultures, while, lawbreakers aren't necessarily celebrated, clever ones, well, they have a place of pride in their heart. So I think the expectation was that while you don't, want to make a fellow Belcadese elf look a fool, you would be looking the fool to have not achieved this. So this is how do you think that Juan Belcadese would have presented this to the rest of the group?
Oh, we have to do this. It's not optional. What are we talking about? Like, no, we have to do this, or our honor's at stake here.
Yeah, Valeria agrees, but she only gives the indication with like both eyebrows going up and like a kind of like a hungry look in her eyes and a smirk.
Nice.
She's totally into this.
Yeah.
Without question, I'm totally up for this. This is perfect.
And Angus?
I do believe we must.
Yeah. And Albrecht?
Flipping my cloak a little bit over with a little bit just too much dramatic flair. Why are we still here?
And then you hear the door to the common room kind of slam. And you see there is a man standing there. Hold on here. And the man standing there looks like this.
Keela, don't tell me you can change too.
So this man is, he looks like he's probably in his early 50s. He is handsome, he's, well-groomed, and he wears an elaborate set of robes. And he looks at you, as you all kind of turn around to see the source of this noise, he looks at you and he says, you are here because you are students. I am Emmett Dascon, and I will be your Conclave master. Stand in line when I speak to you. And he kind of kicks the chair for where you're sitting toward Ghana. Up! Up, lazy. So
I'll jump up.
Okay.
I'll jump up.
Why don't you guys all give me society rolls here? Let's see how, whether you know what the... This is going to be a fairly easy roll. I just want to see if anyone turfs it all together. Oh, amazing. Hey! Speaking of turfing it.
Oh, no. How could he turf that?
You got a hero point if you want to spend it.
Nah. I'll let this play out.
Okay. So, I mean, what do you think the... Oh!
Oh, I've rolled the wrong thing. That'd be right.
Okay. Well, you rolled a nat 20, though, so that's pretty good. You recovered pretty well.
It's the right dice, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
What more do you want?
Okay, so let's hear. Who did not check here? Yeah, I'm getting
Everybody.
Everyone, okay, great. Oh, yeah, right, there's sort of 5 players today. So, you guys get up and you get yourselves in line. Juan Belcadiz, I think that what the nat 1 will be is you react pretty indignantly to this servant interrupting you.
What is this impudence? What is this?
He looks at you and says, "Impudence,
Explain
is
yourself,
it?"
Emmett Dascon. Yes.
And everyone else kind of like, oh, looks. So he, his eyes kind of blaze as he looks at you, and you see
I
here.
puff at my chest.
1 second.
Valeria,
She's my
she's just
small
grinning
frame.
on the inside, waiting to see what happens. Valeria, the kind
I'm
of
thinking
girl,
there's not much puffing going on there.
I see
Yeah,
Valeria, the kind of girl.
he's kind of small, but he's trying.
I think Valeria's the kind of girl that won't show hesitancy or fear, and she won't show like she's in a hurry to do anything unless it's her own decision.
Yeah.
But she's grinning on the inside, about to see what happens here.
Okay. So he, oh man, there's no save. He looks at you in a furious way, and then, faster than you could, your eyes can really, you would think this old man is possible. There suddenly is this wand in his hand, and he whips it towards you, and there's no sound coming out of Juan Belcadiz any longer.
He puffs out his chest even further then.
Yes, so you're still puffing and screaming, and he says, "There, that should deal with that. In line."
Valeria says, "I've been wanting to do that to him all night."
He
looks at Valeria hurts.
She winks at him.
So the Emmett kind of waits for you guys to get sort of in a rough line. Of course, like of you guys, Angus is just towering over you guys, looking very out of place, and everyone else is, I think. Oh, Albert's pretty tall as well, I think.
Yeah,
so
he's lanky, isn't he?
yeah. So you guys get in line, and he says, "Now, it seems that you may have need of some instruction to understand what your role is here. You are students. You're here to learn, not to scheme or to involve yourselves in antics. And I am here to ensure that your focus is solely on your studies, not in other matters." And he looks over at you, Juan Belcadiz, and you're still... And nothing is coming out.
Now I want to do it all the more.
Yeah.
You, I heard your past conclaves have thought themselves clever to participate in the foolishness of petty larceny and other braggadocious activities. My conclave finders, will not participate in such foolishness. You will be in your rooms, prepared for tomorrow's studies. You will not leave this room.
But surely it would be a great chance for us to prove our worth.
What? You are here to study to become great wizards, not to become fool and bar ruffians.
Oh, okay.
Or have, and he looks up at Angus, or have I perhaps mistaken myself? Did some of you arrive at the wrong school?
Well, you don't seem like the sort of man who mistakes yourself very often, so I'm going to guess that's not the case.
He looks up and down. Give me a diplomacy check. Let's see
That
how...
was good.
Yeah, that was really... I'll give you a +2 to that, in fact, too.
All right. Oh, my modifier's only a 1.
Use
So,
the hero point.
Your attempt at
Use the
flattery
hero-
is seen as,
You got that hero
sycophancy.
point?
I wasn't so much. It's kind of a blend of flattery and mouthing off at the same
Yeah.
time.
Okay, so yeah, you lean way too heavily into the sarcasm in that. So he kind of looks you up and down. It seems
Well, mostly
manners
out.
will also be needed to be added to your curriculum. And he looks over at you, Albrecht, and does an up and down as well too. Some of you perhaps think that you are entitled to certain privileges. Family has no place and carries no weight in the great school. Your mind and your will is what will make you, are the tools that you will use, but it is effort and study that will see you succeed.
We'll see.
We will. We will see if you are worthy of your place in the great school. And he turns, and as he's walking out, without looking back, he says, "Classes begin tomorrow at dawn." And he whips his wand up again, and poof, suddenly we hear Juan Balcades continue to stream out this stream of profanities in, Badeo. And he leaves, and then the door closes, and you hear this loud, audible as the lock is turned on it. So, him gone now, you guys left in this room. What do you guys do? You all kind of look at each other, and what happens?
We're locked in.
He's
Well,
locked in this room.
Isn't that like a fire hazard?
Yes. Glantri and its famous fire codes.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. School's even more abusive than Hogwarts.
Now that,
Angus, you have a good idea. We could start a fire. And then they would
No,
have to
no,
let us
no, no.
out.
No. I don't think we should start a fire. I'm
Why
just.
not?
Because we're locked in.
Valeria like arches an eyebrow at these guys and just shakes her head and goes over the door and just detects magic on it because she's under this feeling they're under surveillance or something.
Yeah, give me... Let's see here.
She's not gonna like start saying stuff anymore until she knows it's safe to talk.
Good call. Okay, so let's see here.
Well, at least nothing untoward, I suppose.
So let me see. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the... Because I know what it is it's Arcana. I think you need to understand. And I believe the difficulty is set by the difficulty of the spell.
Yeah.
Identify magic. Yeah, that's right. And then... Oh. God. So I had a pumpkin scone for breakfast, and like I cannot get that fucking taste out of my mouth. I'm two coffees deep already, and it's still not gone.
I don't see
Cucumbers
the
are worse,
problem.
man.
Which day?
I think cucumbers are worse.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
They smell amazing, they taste amazing, but man, they keep coming up.
Yeah.
I just don't see the problem. Mind you, I'm one of those guys who is excited about pumpkin spice latte. So
I had the pumpkin. I like the scones an awful lot. They're really good. I mean, to be honest, they're more like an icing delivery vector than they are an actual thing, but I like the icing. Okay, would you kindly give me a Arcana check there, please, Valeria?
Yeah, she narrows her eyes and looks at the weeds of magic and hopes that she can read them.
Yeah.
No, I want to hero point that because I want to be right.
So, and just as a reminder too, guys, there are really two different ways that we set DCs in this. There are difficulty classes that are flat amounts based on like what the expected level of training would be. So if it's something a trained person would know or an expert would know or whatnot. And then there's also one that is set by the level. And because this is a spell that has a level or a caster who has a level, that's where the DC comes from. And unfortunately, that's not even, you know, boy, oh boy. What do you think is the problem here? Why do you think Valeria's having...
It's too complex for her to read it, so she's just going to default to her natural suspicions and just say, I can't tell with the magic, but I'd be careful what you say.
Yeah. You know, I love that. So building on that, I think that the training that you got to is probably, like, all of you guys have rudimentary training in magics, obviously, but I imagine it's really framed by the teachers that you've had at home, right? So maybe the limitations are, you know, this is a form of magical construction that you're seeing on it that just, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't accord with the training that you had back in, I can't remember, it's not Black Hill, it's...
And to be clear, there is magic on the door.
There is magic on the door, yes.
Okay.
Moldavia, that's where you're from, Moldavia. So, there is magic that is on the door. What are you guys thinking here? So, from here, there are windows that lead out, but it is a pretty far, way down from what you can see. You guys are about 3 stories up.
Albrecht, I was going to actually ask if there were windows, and if he can look kind of out, I imagine he might say something like, "Where are those brooms now?"
Well, Valeria walks over to the window, kind of like puts a hand on the shoulder and leans out and looks. And is water out there? Like we jump out the window and make it to the water?
You could. I think the last thing you want to do is go into Galantrian water.
Oh yeah, I figured, but you know,
yeah,
last case scenario.
Yeah, so you look down. I mean, you probably could get the. You know, if you made a good enough jump, you could vault it into the canals. But for one thing, the canals are pretty full of gondolas and revelers and whatnot. Toragana, would you kindly give me an Arcana check, please? So be under your skills tab on your character. Nice. So from what Albrecht had said, you kind of think for a second, and you close your eyes and you reach out. You know what? You might actually still have a connection to that broom.
Okay.
Like the other guy, the what do you call it? The members of the was it Wyvern Watch? Conclave?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wyvern Wing. Conclave Wyvern Wing. They took their stuff back, but you actually sort of reach out, and because of the nature of your magical connection with riding and whatever, you still have a bit of a, you know, it's not going to be an easy thing where you snap your fingers and bring it, but maybe with some effort and some focus, you might be able to connect with that. What other plans? So, game mechanic wise, guys, what we're in right now is we're kind of in the exploration mode. Remember, there's 3 different stages of kind of play in this. There's the encounter mode, there's exploration mode, and there's downtime mode. Exploration mode, I like using it as a kind of free-form area, so you can, you know, we're using the game mechanics to fill out the game rules for the narrative section of play. So if you guys are still intent on escaping from here, what we're going to be doing is using these rules to sort of game out how you do this. So, what are you guys thinking? What are your characters thinking?
So, I'm wondering just if I can kind of look out and look down at the wall and see, is it like a potentially climbable surface at all to get down the tower?
It probably is, yeah. I mean, like the you're trained in athletics, right?
I am trained in athletics, so I'm thinking I might be able to do that. I'm not sure if any of you guys would be able to do that, but
Yeah. You think so, yeah.
yeah.
Whilst this is all going on and people are carrying out their various investigations, then Torgana will try and focus on this lingering connection with the broom.
Sure.
See if I can rouse it up.
Okay.
Bring it to the window, perhaps.
Why don't we do this then? So for the first, we'll separate these into about 10-minute increments here. So for 10 minutes, Torgana, what do we see as you try and focus your attention on this thing?
I think everybody about the room is maybe busying themselves with their antics, and she'll just perhaps a little smile will come upon her face as she recalls the broom, and she'll sort of sit cross-legged on the floor and just maybe just like be massaging her temples, and then go into a little bit of a meditative state, trying to locate the whereabouts of this broom and see if she can strengthen that link. Link.
Why don't you give me another Arcana check, please? I'll give you a +1 to it as well from that really good roll. Fucking hell, nice. All right, so what we see is like the broom. We see the in the quarters of the Wyvern Watch or Wyvern Wing Conclave. They're all tossing their robes down. They're bitching about the performance. The lead guy, that blonde kid who was such a dick at the beginning, he's really the one who's bitching everyone else out. And what we see is like there's a couple of the brooms set on the side, and one of the brooms begins to like and kind of rattle on its own. And because they're so, wrapped up in each other, they're not paying attention to what's actually happening here. What are the rest of you guys doing for that first 10-minute period?
If we are intent on sneaking out, Valeria wants to know if anybody comes into the room and discovers they're missing. So she is going to cast an alarm spell.
Ooh, interesting.
It's a 10-minute casting time, so in the last 8 hours.
Oh, nice, okay.
So she's going to focus on doing that, and she's going to lean close to everybody and whisper the password to it, and it's Flinders.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm gonna be the one's gonna be looking around. Are there like books and stuff in this room, or?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm looking around to see if some like previous class, like this has not been the first time this has probably ever happened. So maybe somebody devised some sort of alternate escape plan for future classes. So
yeah, love it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a exploration mode action called Investigate. No,
Okay.
Is that it? Yes. Why don't you? I think that would probably be. Society again as well. Because I think that's what you're relying on is the history of the school more so than like the knowledge of magic.
Like where would they have hidden this kind of thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how you do here. So you guys hear this thwomp and you look over and Juan Belcadiz is underneath a bookshelf.
You should spend a hero point, dude.
I don't care. No, I'm just gonna let this happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You hear him cursing in. Jeez.
So that password I told everybody is Flinders. It's actually in Jotun, so I teach them how to say that.
Okay. Nice.
So I don't think the squirrely guy knows that language, maybe.
Okay. What about Angus? So during this whole time, we're picturing that Kira Erawan is just sort of quietly listening. The blonde elven woman who is also in your class. She's just quietly sitting back, just kind of taking in what's going on. Angus or Albrecht, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys doing during this time?
Well, these are like our dormitories, right? So they're
Yep.
bed sheets and stuff. So it seems like we could fashion a makeshift rope so that everybody who can't climb down the side of the wall could just, use that.
Okay.
And I'm pretty good at crafting, so I think I know how to make a solid rope.
Sure. What's
Out of
your
bed
craft
sheet.
bonus?
7.
+7? Okay. I'm going to make a secret roll only because it's going to be funnier to see whether those knots hold. Okay. Interesting. What about Albrecht?
I imagine he also would have been kind of looking at the books for any sort of inspiration or ideas.
Yeah. I think both
His
of you
only
guys
really
come.
thought had been the brooms, but it was more of an offhanded kind of comment. He wasn't actually seriously making that connection.
Yeah. So, you hear this thwomp as the bookshelf falls onto one of you, and you just like shake your head, and why don't you go ahead and give me a society roll, please?
Oh God!
Nat 20.
Come on, you peasant, get off the
So
floor.
you sort of shake your head and you look down, and you know what you actually see is looks like there is some stuff carved on the back of that bookshelf.
I look down at Juan. Perhaps you have not completely failed after all.
I knew I was on the right track. Thank you for your assistance.
Indeed.
So Juan kind of
So I'll
scrambles
scramble
out
for
from
him.
underneath this pile of books and the heavy bookshelf. And yeah, there are some markings on the back of this. And what the words are is it says speak doppelganger. That's it.
I immediately look at Torgana.
Okay.
with on the raised eyebrow. and then that's it. Like I don't.
That's all it says. But you've actually, I think that with a nat 20, what you also, this is like, oh, this is a magic. You've heard that there are all sorts of like ancient, incantations and enchantments and whatnot that are around here where you can, if you know the secret word, there's ways to get the magic school. Think of, you've got generations and generations of, magic students all seeking to prove each other, better than the others. There's all sorts of crazy enchantments that have been forgotten over time in here too. So this is a command word for one of those things. Maybe it's just a matter of saying it in an appropriately commanding tone.
Would I think this is like literal, as in thinking of like speak friend and enter kind of thing? Like, am I thinking, is this literally this, or is it more? I'm thinking here in terms of what I think have, or if any inclination as to whether this would need to be said in a specific language.
You think it's probably in the common tongue, because that would be everyone who would be coming here may be speaking a different dialect or different language. So if it does have that, it may. If it's something left by previous students, and instructors wouldn't leave secret notes like this. This would be a previous conclave.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell everybody else about this.
I'm going to say with a nat 20 as well too. There is a marking at the bottom of it to signify who was the person that's there, and the marking is HVG.
Nice.
Well, perhaps family roots are not so worthy of dismissal. So I'll utter those words. I will say, I'll try first. I'll quietly, so the others can't hear. I'll just try to say, kind of muttering, doppelganger.
Suddenly, what appears is illusory versions of all of you students, and they seem to be going around. You're kind of like, whoa, and some of them walk through you guys, but they're going about and sort of lounging in the room as if they were, just students going about their stuff. There's maybe like an illusory version of Angus who's on the bed reading. There's one that's walking up to the room and then kind of opens an illusory door and then walks through it and then goes in. This has created a bunch of duplicates of you guys, and these are they look just like you.
Are they making any noise?
They are, yeah.
Juan is very unimpressed with those duplicates.
None of them are
It does-
interacting with each other.
My Mian very well.
You know, like they're not. None of them are speaking to each other. None of them are interacting. They're all sort of doing their own thing. And would you? Let's see here. Maybe. Give me a. Why don't you, all of you guys, give me perception checks. Let's see here. See how convincing this stuff is.
Perception. Where the hell is it?
Why am I rolling low? This sucks.
Where's...
Nice, Albrecht.
Oh, I guess.
Okay, so Albrecht, what you can tell is like if you studied, like there is a pattern to what the activities are if you watch it for long enough. So if you studied this long enough, you would see that this is just, you know,
A loop.
yeah, it's effectively like a looped, you know, kind of security footage type thing.
There's a little.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So,
They stutter for a little bit and then it goes back.
so I'll, I guess, even with that, just as a test, I would go up to Albrecht. I'm going to go up to the duplicate of myself, kind of look him up and down, almost as if I'm not quite impressed with. There's something I found that I didn't like. Whether that's a weird introspective or not is we can deal with later. But I'll try to say something. I'll just say, can you hear me?
It stops in front of you and it nods.
Oh.
Can you speak?
Valeria raises an eyebrow and chuckles to herself.
The one that your doppelganger looks at you and kind of raises an eyebrow and kind of nods.
And then her gaze turns to the silent Toby, her familiar, who is a crow and can mimic voices fairly well. And she smiles again.
Nice! Illusory Valeria looks at illusory Toby as well.
There's no other sound coming from them?
No.
Okay.
There is like footfalls, the sound of like pages turning,
okay.
that stuff's there, but yeah.
Then
And you're looking at yourself and like, Jesus, he's pompous.
Yeah.
He's just
It doesn't capture my flair.
okay. The illusory Juan Juliano kind of, you know, flares back like.
Valeria looks at it like, from this angle, it's perfect.
Toragana, would you kindly give me another Arcana check?
Nice.
So back in the, as you guys are studying this, we see the thing kind of is trembling in their room, and then it kind of and right out the window. And I don't think with a roll that good, none of them notice. So Wyvern Wing just kind of, you know, one of them finally finishes complaining, you know, to the blonde kid, and he goes over and he looks, and it's actually, I think it's the blonde kid's broom. Where did you put my broom? And then we see it. It's now kind of zipping around the outside of the tower. So now, and we see a little bit of a, you know, the corner of Toragana's mouth kind of goes up in a smirk.
Theo Firebolt.
Yeah. So what? The rest of you guys, it'll be another maybe another like 5 minutes or so before the thing arrives. It's probably a minute before it arrives outside. But what are we seeing you guys do?
Valeria is going to be having Jacob start learning the cadence of everybody else's voice, just so he can respond somehow if questions are asked.
Okay.
I'm playing cards with my duplicate. They're assuming I have cards.
They both cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I was gonna say.
We see cards fall out of the illusory, you know, one's sleeve. Okay, what about Angus and Albrecht?
After a couple more minutes of scrutinizing my double, on a weird kind of whim, as everyone else is kind of like interacting with theirs and doing stuff, Albrecht, I kind of look back questioningly at the fallen bookshelf, and with a question in my mind, I go back and start picking up books at random, but specifically just looking at the inside cover, specifically to see if anything has been written on the inside, specifically 3 letters.
Okay, yeah. All right, why don't you give me a, let's see here. I think that's going to be perception, because it's just you paging through stuff.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Oh.
But I can tell you that you know your grandfather attended the great school, and his name is Heinrich.
Yeah, das ist what I thought. Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, you never actually, I think your grandfather, I think, well, you tell me, do you think he's still around or is he passed on?
I think Opa Heinrich is getting on in years.
Yeah.
He's around. Doesn't hear so well anymore. He's the guy. He's at that stage. He's got the little horn in his ear.
Yeah. Well, he
Always
also, I
in a
mean,
blanket.
you come from a family of militaristic wizards and dragon hunters.
He was gonna say,
So-
you probably got eaten by a dragon.
Yeah, so, maybe get like having a dragon's roar too close to his head. He's never quite heard the same.
Yeah, once or twice, too many times.
Yeah. Okay. So, you, I think that, you don't get a chance to finish going through the whole pile. Maybe there's more stuff in there that is by him, but you just haven't come across it yet. And that's when you guys, so Angus, you're sort of tying all the, the last of these sheets together here. You dragged everything out. You think you've done a pretty good job. And then you something catches your eye at the corner of the window as this broom kind of zips into the room. And then, Torgana, where does it stop? Like, you can feel free to tell us how that thing makes its entrance.
Yeah, I think it just flies in through the window, zips around a couple of times, and comes down low by me, and I just nonchalantly hop aboard.
Nice.
As if it was, just
Yeah.
another day at the office kind of thing.
Okay. So, what do you got, Angus? You're looking at your pile of tied together sheets, and there's now this flying broom that's in here that Torgana is.
Yep.
I'm not sure if the intent is a smug look, but it certainly reads that way.
Yeah, I'm feeling just a little bit crestfallen, but then I think, well, maybe it's good to have. We could, even if we take the broomstick down, we could leave the rope hanging out the window, and that would still be useful in case we lose the broom in our hijinks. So it's not a complete waste, although I'm feeling a little bit one-upped.
Well, you did also fall off a broom, so you're probably not wanting to get on it.
Probably not super interested in getting back on the broom.
Yes.
And I didn't fall off the broom. I crushed it with my hands underneath me and then
Bend it.
fell when it was gone.
Okay, so that was outstanding role playing from everybody. Everyone gets a hero point.
Oh, yay.
I-
So,
I need this.
what are you guys doing then?
Once I'm sure that Jacob has, half decent control of people's voices, I'm gonna give him an order to stay and conversate with anybody that talks through the door or something,
Okay.
or once in a while just fake a conversation. I don't know
Yeah.
how intelligent he is, but he's somewhat,
Yeah.
right?
He's also not a ventriloquist either, so
Yeah.
the voice would still be coming out of him.
Yeah. So
Well,
whatever.
we're talking through the door versus.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm making the sacrifice of leaving my familiar behind.
Okay. So, I appreciate the way you're trying to frame it. So, what are you guys doing next here then?
I'm taking the broom out with Torgana. I have zero climbing ability.
Okay.
She's all sass, not muscle.
Yeah, I think one would not turn down the opportunity to possibly ride on a broom with a attractive young lady.
That makes sense. How about Angus and Albrecht?
Oh, Angus is taking the rope.
Okay. So Keela will definitely take the broom down with you guys. How about Albrecht?
I think perhaps I would prefer the broom. I am happy to wait till the second round.
Boring.
Yeah, because I don't think we want to be piling on the broom.
I don't think
One at a time.
The flying broom equivalent of a clown car. Wow! All right, so you, in a series of kind of ferrying down into the ground level, you guys are bringing people down. As you're doing that, too, you can see people from the passing gondolas are like, hey! And all, kind of, please, you're doing that, too.
Valeria gives him a half bow and goes,
Okay. And then, Angus, why don't you give us a athletics check, please? You're gonna get +2 to this as well, too, from the.
Oh, no.
Can I suggest to Angus
Okay,
that
I think-
he waits?
he's already done
I'm
it.
not interested in getting back on the brooms. I think I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that athletics check.
Oh,
That's
Wow.
better.
So what's this like super cool way that he kind of does he do like the rappelling thing where he like throws himself
yeah.
out? Yeah.
Well, and he also kind of one of the things that he does first with the athletics, I think, is he ties it to something inside the room and then kind of yanks on it before he gets on it to make sure it's securely tied.
Yep.
And then he's like, okay, well, I'll just leap out and rappel down.
Awesome. So that gets a huge amount of cheers as well too. Ah! And yeah, you guys all find yourself now down on the main the street level for the what do you call it for Glantri City. The canals are, packed, as I said, with the, revelers, and you, let's see here, who knows where the Hacienda is? Why don't you, let's see if you know. Give me a society roll there, Juan Giuliano.
You're a good one, finally.
Very
No.
good, yeah. You know exactly where to go. It will be in,
Right.
I can't remember the neighborhoods here. My map is old enough that it's ready to start disintegrating, so I've been very careful for how many times I'm taking it out.
time to laminate it.
No, because then I can't put it away.
Oh.
It's on the inside. Here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, they just fall apart where they're folded, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already had, and I love when it's like at the corners where they start poking holes through, the paper's just been folded too many times.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot. It's in the book is where they give you the code for it. So I think it is. Let's see here. Merchant's Waterway. So it's gonna be down here somewhere, guys. Like down in this region down here.
Oh, that's not too far.
No. But just getting there this time of like in this celebration is going to be a lot. And you can see there's, crazy displays of illusion on, that's filling the sky. There's fireworks taking the shape of phoenixes and, other kind of magical beasts. There's, things that where the fireworks displays will actually interact with each other. And, there are a bunch of, strange, like, beer delivery homunculi that are kind of scampering through the street as well. So it's just an assault on the senses. And for those characters who are coming from more backwoods kind of areas, like it's an overwhelming kind of experience. Imagine, fusing, Carnival, with the craziest excesses of the Harry Potter, franchise, and that's sort of what Glantri City during this festival would be like. So, what do we? Maybe let's give us each give us a quick little snippet of what we see from your characters reacting to this as you go through. We'll go reverse order here. So, Albrecht, what's the quick snippet we see as you're making your way across the streets or the canals of Glantri?
I think he's taking it all in. Still not 100% sure of what he's about to get himself into with his conclave. But for the most part, I think he's just kind of quiet and following along at this point.
One revelwer comes up to you and kind of gives you a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then hands you a mask on a stick.
He immediately is very put off by the physical contact, the invasion of his personal space.
Yeah.
I kind of like, but I'll take the mask and kind of just go along with it, and
Okay.
I will like put it up to my face and wear it.
Nice. And it's so awkward that it's clearly not. Yeah, love it. How about Angus? What do we see as Angus is making his way across here?
Well, I think so. Angus hasn't experienced anything like this, but at the same time, Angus is in his element in the chaos. He is, he's digging the people and the noise, and it's party time.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, a drink is handed to him by some revelrer passing by, and you easily.
Oh yeah, he just full on, downs it in one go.
Yeah, nice.
Let's have another.
Okay. So yeah, you probably have. Yeah, you can have 1 or 2 drinks on your way over towards here. How about Toragana? I'm assuming she's walking with the broom at this point now.
Well, I was thinking of just staying on the broom, hovering above the crowds and out of the bustle and the hustle and the bustle.
Sure.
Maybe just floating above the canal, taking it all in. I think she's quite intrigued. I think she'd be going up and down and
sure,
when she sees something that takes her attention, she'll just like zoom on down to it, hover by it for a little bit, and then giggling in amusement, just like
as you're flying
off and
along,
go somewhere else.
One young sorceress sees you going by, and you can see she speaks some magical words. And as you zoom by, she creates these magical cloud of butterflies that wash over you as you fly through it. And you're like,
nice.
Zoom past it, and she kind of claps as you go by. What about Valeria? What do we see as she's making her way through this crowd?
Well, she is somewhat used to these kind of displays coming from her background, so it's not as up in her face and like ooh ah, but it's fairly entertaining. But the press of bodies just occasionally gets a little look of disgust on her face, like commoners. Get away from me.
This is certainly much more colorful and vibrant than what Boldavia would have. If you think of like a Bela Lugosi film, that's kind of Boldavia. Boldavia is Ravenloft. It's Ustalav, like we talked about before, right? So the magical skill here, but the ostentatious displays and whatnot are probably a little more than,
Well, it definitely is. It's just the body. She's more worried about people getting up close to her.
Sure.
So she's looking back and forth, looking at Torgana whipping around and looking at the canal like, I want a gondola now.
Okay. Nice.
So that's basically, she's just trying to avoid people, move out of their way, and just giving people look to disgust if they brush up against her.
So I think maybe at a point you and Albert kind of bump into each other, and you both exchange a look of shared kind of like fucking people.
I know.
And what about Juan Giuliano?
Juan's totally in his element. He's the one actually probably going up and kissing people and but I am going to take the opportunity to approach perhaps the groups that was cheering us and say, amigos, are you planning? We have business in the the waterfront district, I believe.
I think it's the merchant quarter.
Oh, the merchant quarter. We have business in the merchant quarter. Would you mind sharing a gondola?
Please, of course, please, come on.
Yes.
So
this earns Valeria's thanks a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys are on.
Thank you.
This time of year, or for this night at least, this is like the gondola equivalent of the the party boat. So, or the booze cruise. So you are, I mean, you guys certainly, Angus, you get to know a couple of locals quite well from sharing drink after drink with them. Albrecht and Valeria, I'm picturing you guys sort of finding the place the farthest away from everybody, either the front or the back of the gondola. And these are oversized things too. They're not like just a small gondola. It's closer to like a riverboat, or those really narrow canal boats that kind of like tourists take up and down the the rivers of Europe. That's sort of what you're on right now. Something that's more elaborate than just a 2-person gondola.
Like some sort of barge thing.
Yeah.
Valeria's going to complain to Albrecht about the alcohol and how it's not fine enough.
Okay, yeah, it's...
Although she's going to partake a little bit.
Okay, nice. All right, so after this stuff, you guys finally do reach the kind of the island or the block where the hacienda is said to be located. And let's just quickly switch over to map for the hacienda. Boom. So, let's see here.
I don't want to be seeing any snow either, Kev.
You should be safe here.
Oh, good.
Okay, so you guys make your way up, and you see the. You've made your way in. There's a small little like foyer over here. I'm picturing this as kind of like a. What do you call it? I can't remember the architectural style, the name of it, but it's like the kind of white plaster with like dark woods as kind of accents. It's got that kind of like a lot of 50s LA housing kind of looks like this. It's got that, stylized, gosh, I don't have any idea what the name of the thing is, but
like mock Tudor with timbers and
yes, that would be equivalent to totally. Thank you. So you guys walk up here, and there's probably, as you walk up, there's one or two people who kind of spill out from in there, and you can hear from inside the hacienda there is a ton of noise. It seems like this place is a full crowd, as most places do in on Carnival night. So, one thing you guys have not had a chance to discuss, though, is a plan for, securing the, what do you call it, Rojo Negro. Did you, I'll say that in the time that you guys were sort of figuring out how to get out of there, or perhaps on the ride over, you guys would have had an opportunity to discuss it. But it also might make sense for your characters to not have really thought it through until you got here, too.
Well, Valeria is all about instigating a bar fight and in the confusion, stealing it and run.
Okay. So, you guys are at the bar. Do you have anything to say before you head in?
Did you want me to fly around and sort of try and spy in through the windows and gather some information?
I think that will look suspicious.
Well,
there are
maybe.
people out here.
I could be subtle.
Looking in the windows.
I think with the crowds and everything, I think we could get away with some being in places that would otherwise be suspect.
Exactly. What is it?
And I kind of like, I'm still wearing the mask, so they're not going to see me grinning, but I grin just a little bit, and I stumble. I stumble into the wall just a little bit, and see what I mean?
I do believe you're grinning, Albrecht.
We need masks. We don't
I
need
think
to
do we all have gotten masks by now? Maybe on the way over.
Sure. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. I think there's certainly enough people passing things out, so you guys can have those carnival masks.
Nice.
So okay, then let's throw the room open here, and you guys will make your way in. So as you guys make your way in, go ahead and make yourselves comfortable. Grab a table. And I see that we're at our halfway point, so why don't we take our break now, guys? Let you guys get in there. You can figure out where you want to sit yourselves. And then we'll be back in 5 minutes to try and steal the Rojo Negro. And I have not loaded our intermission music here yet. So let me do that.
So far, so good. I'm liking this episode.
Nice.
It was great.
So let's put this down here. Oop. There we go. We'll turn up the. Whoop! Come here, you. There we go.
Alrighty, see you in a minute.
Okay, see you in a minute. Oh.
Brandon, you're doing a good job with Juan there.
Oh, thank you.
Really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, there's a reason I picked him.
Especially the refusal to use hero points to fix a faux pas. That's
Oh no.
brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, part of that is just me wanting to save him for later for something useful, but why not? Let's slip the result.
What do you think, Arlen? You liking the session so far?
Yeah. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun, and I think it's a good, we sort of talked last time about how this is kind of a proof of concept that you can have every character be the same character class, and all of them feel not just played differently, but mechanically different. And I think it's true that all of these characters feel, you can see the similarities. Everybody does have spells, but it's a real, mechanical difference between all these characters, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what's getting me is that it feels less serious than the other campaigns, and we can just act a little bit differently. So it's like it's shifted from being deadly serious to
college kids. Of course, we're less serious.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah, this is going to your first party and being like, oh yeah, of course I could take 16 drinks. That's fine.
Nice. Oh, I think somebody posted in the Dungeon Muser. Hell yeah! Field trip for the Conclave.
For whatever reason, I never have the chat on. I should check that out.
Oh, it's in the Discord.
Oh, the Discord. Oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody's talking on YouTube chat.
I didn't realize there was a Discord.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you should join.
Yeah. Oh,
Here, I think I've got the link here. It might take you where you need to go.
yeah.
Is that the link to the channel or the actual invite?
It's the channel, I think. Do you have to be invited?
I think you're not part
yeah.
of the server and you need an invite.
Oh, well, let me look that up then.
I will put an invite in the chat.
Oh.
What's in the chat?
For the Discord server.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody who's not part of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's and for those listening at home too, you can find a link to the. Oh, that's the one you were talking about. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got that written down. I got to add that to my. Is that available on drive-through? Nice. Okay. Well, once again, gonna be a big visa bill again this month.
You can afford it, can't you?
Yeah.
I think if you want a print copy, it might be Lulu.
Oh, really? Okay.
But you can. I mean, this is just printed out small on my printer.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you need super good eyesight for this one.
What are you implying?
Nothing.
You need a fucking jeweler's lens, Madison. Okay, so I was saying, sorry for those listening at home as well. Too, you can join us in Discord on the link to the servers in the description of the video. But let's see here. What do we got here? Yeah, best trip ever, yeah. The Broken Lands will be lovely. Okay, so let's pick up with you guys kind of fighting your way through the crowd and making your way into the Hacienda. So a couple things you notice as you're making your way in here. For one, it is a very, very busy crowd, and or very packed place. But let's see. Why don't we do this? So Torgana, you need to. Are you doing the circling? I know you had mentioned that before, but I wasn't sure what the decision was on that. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off the fucking speakeasy as well too. We'll turn that down. Let's see if I can. There we go.
Star Wars Cantina music on in here.
Yeah. Oh, that's the medieval town. Hold on. Okay, there's that.
Sounds like home.
Yes.
I'm not even going to hum the cantina music for fear of a copyright strike.
Disney is certainly... God.
Kev will never let me on his channel again, man.
And you meant cantina with lowercase c.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Cantinas.
They did a similar thing on a season of well, I can't even mention that cartoon. Never mind.
A season of another cartoon.
Yes, where they referenced a certain floating moon that was not a moon.
Okay, let's see here. There we go. You got the noise of the tavern in there.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to make like I'm headed into the bar.
Okay.
But at the last minute, I'll just hop on my broomstick and take to the air.
Okay.
How crowded is this place given the carnival on the street? Is it?
So it's pretty
Pretty
busy.
Oh, okay.
But let's So what I need to do is go into these things. Is there a train here? What the?
Yeah.
No, it's just the bell for serving up or something.
Yes.
Can't be last call already.
Yeah, really. Okay, so what I'd like is could everyone kindly give me a perception roll, please? I want to see if what you can kind of take in about the surroundings here. Nat 1, nice.
I'm clearly making a beeline to the beer.
Yeah,
Dead to everything else.
yeah.
That's a beer line in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably good enough for now. I'll figure out some more stuff. Being able to incorporate the music into these things now is fucking great. Okay, so Albrecht is making his way for the beer. Torgana is unfortunately outside, so you're not really going to be able to make.
Well, am I not perceiving what I'm perceiving outside?
You are, but there's something. It's really about the surveying the crowd is the thing, and there's not. You've got so many distractions outside. I think you know
Whatever,
with a
man.
21.
You're the GM, man.
Yeah. Valeria, however, did quite well, as did Juan Juliano. So there's a couple of things. Juan Juliano, we're going to start with you. The first thing, remember what you knew. Pascal de Ruiz is that ancient Belcades elf who's run this place, and run this place forever, like for years and years and years and years. But what you can see is behind the bar. Now, the way that this place is set up, there's sort of over here is where the bartender is sort of located. At the far end of the room there's a long, kind of beer hall style, setup in here. There are musicians over here who are playing. The first thing you notice when you walk in is while this looks like what you would expect from a taverna or a cantina of Belcades kind of style. The music that's being played is distinctly different. This is much more Moldavian than it is. So it's got this heavy.
Just like home.
Yeah, like it doesn't have the energetic strings that you would expect from a Belcades musician or band. It has the kind of brassy, almost like atmospheric quality of a Moldavian group. And you also see that in place of the Belcades elf that you expect to see, you can see where with a big smock around him is this fairly short, stocky, big mustachioed man a human who has pale blue eyes. He's got stringy, kind of grayish hair, cropped to the close at the side, and he's barking instructions to a bunch of really, buxom human women who are bringing beer to everyone among here too. Those of you who have a higher, so Valeria in particular, you're looking around and. From the way that Juan Juliano described this place, like, it's really, you would have expected a lot of Belcady's elves and people, interested in that here. What you notice is that there are about half of the crowd in here is, revelers from the carnival, but about the other half are these kind of dour Moldavians who are sharing tables and all drinking together and kind of, not really interacting with the rest of the carnival. They're, it's a marked contrast to what you've seen everywhere else in this city, and it's certainly not what you expected.
Target's located.
Sorry?
Target's located.
Yeah, it's certainly not what you expected here. But what is here? Anyone who didn't roll in that one, like Albrecht, I think Albrecht, maybe you run into in the course of making your way over here, you run into someone who had given you the mask again. It's the same people. I didn't know you were coming here. You're here. Oh, I'm so glad. Come over. You must meet people. And you're just like, no, I've got to. Oh, jeez. So you're gonna have to deal with potential rudeness if you're gonna drag yourself away from these people. But what you all do see is, of course, that giant black bull's head still is located right here, above where the bartender is.
That's gonna make this difficult.
Yes, so you guys get in, and Torgana, I think you pick up as well too that there is, where the whole rest of the city is this crazy, party atmosphere, and part of the bar seems to be that you get the sense of, like when there's like a crowd of kind of like people who are on like a pub crawl get into an old pub. And there's like the locals that are there to like, just fucking have your drink and get out of here. That's the dramatic difference between the vibe of the caravan, or the people who are part of the carnival, and then these Moldavians who seem to be drinking in here.
Yeah, so it's just like it's stone dead. It kills it stone dead when they go in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there still is certainly like half of the bar is all partying and drinking and like happy with the developments in being part of the carnival, but there is definitely half of the bar that is they're having a whole different night from anyone else. So
can I just make a sweep round the perimeter just to check out the potential escape routes and what's out the back? And
yeah. So what here? Let me just move your token around. I'll show you what you see here. So these are windows out there, out front that you can see. At the side here, there's a little gate that would lead into a where the chimney is here, and there's firewood over here. And then along here, there is a door leading out.
Yep.
And then there are no exits. Let me just zoom out here. I don't think so. Yeah, there's a gate at the far end as well too. So this back alley is kind of like is guarded. And then on the north end here, or the top, there's no other exits up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are no other exits at the side because it's just too close to another building there.
What's that little? There's a little narrow space between the two. Is that?
If you turn sideways and squeezed through there, you guys might be able to fit, but you'd be moving quite slowly.
Okay.
But yeah, that's sort of between the two buildings.
And is that building lower?
I think here a 50-50 chance. Let's see. Higher. It is higher, so it's probably got one story on it, which means that you could get onto the roof of the hacienda quite easily from there. So you zoom along. The hacienda itself has 2 stories. Let me show you what the outside of the second story here. I'm physically incapable of moving tokens without making sounds. There we go. And whoosh, around the side, you see there's more windows.
A couple of windows at the back there.
Yeah. And these lead into, I think the blinds or the blinds, the curtains are drawn on some of these things. And then, I'll tell you, you get full medieval immersion with me. Vertical blinds in a medieval tavern. It's fucking pro-level DMing there. So you get a full view of the establishment too. So really, the biggest vantage to look into the hacienda is those big windows in the front.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So let's. And Keela's gone inside as well too. So inside there, Albrecht, you've been now dragged over to this table over here where some people are introducing you to things. So what do you guys make of this? So. Juan Juliano, this is obviously, Valeria, this is very different from the situation that Juan Juliano presented. Yeah. What are you guys thinking? You guys have found some space around this table here. What are you saying?
Well, I'd lean over to Juan and like, so the Moldavians don't seem to like the partygoers in their pub. I think we can start a little shenanigans between them and them. Cause a distraction.
I welcome such an opportunity.
Nice. So how do you think we should do this? Buy somebody a drink that they don't want to drink from and insinuate some things, or just straight up, I don't know, have maybe Torgana turn into a guy and punch somebody?
I would very like to see that, but...
Or we, try to seduce the owner to borrow the head for a while, but I don't volunteer.
What do you guys think?
So, if I had to guess, this the owner, if he surely knows that this is a tradition in the school, and probably has strong opinions about these students coming in and wrecking up his place every year to get this bull's head. So I'm not entirely sure what that leads us to, but maybe we should be considering that he may have not just opinions, but plans put in place to prevent exactly what we're trying to do.
The look of surprise on Valeria's face as Anguish speaks words of wisdom. She's like,
well, he's not a fool. He's just
not what she's seen so
wise.
far. So
I'm gonna,
nice. Good job.
Juan says, I have an idea, and I'm gonna wait for there's a lull in the music of the band's playing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up to them and be like, we need music that fits the decor a little bit better. And I'm gonna try to grab one of the musical instruments and try playing like a tarantella or something like that to get to to throw in some balconies, ambience,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's do this here. I think that will be I think that's intimidate.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound right? Because you're trying to just sort of like stun them into. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, and obviously, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah. Where'd my... Hold on. Where'd my character sheet go?
Did you minimize it?
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So intimidate.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So you grab the one of the instruments and you start playing something different. Do you have perform or for performance?
Yeah, I have got. Yeah, I'm proficient in that.
Nice. Okay, give us a performance check. Let's see what. All right. So some of the crowd is kind of like, hey, hearing the change from this dour Moldavian music to something else. Is what instrument do you think you grabbed? Is it like a horn or something, or is there like
is there like a Spanish guitar or something like that? I don't know.
Probably not in that group. Yeah. No.
Oh yeah. This probably I don't know Spanish music, but I assume there's something that has horns in it, whatever that is.
Sure. So you start playing something a little more up tempo, and the crowd kind of like and with your intimidate, the band kind of is like not quite sure what to do here. Albrecht, you currently are trapped in this conversation with these people who are insistent on feeding you drinks and stuff. How are you handling this?
Because I obviously have not heard anything of what the plan may or may not be. I think I'll politely entertain them for a couple minutes, long enough certainly to get one or two drinks out of them.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say, this next round is on me, and I will try to remove myself.
Okay, why don't you give me a diplomacy check, and I'll give you a +1 because you are offering them a pretty tantalizing thing. Yep. They all like, "Aye!" Have you given them your actual name?
Of course not.
No. So they're all like, Gottfried! Yay! 3 cheers for Gottfried! So you make your way away, and then what do you do to... you can see that Juan Juliano has made his way over and is now, playing some music. And this does appear to be, you guys are learning quickly, this appears to be Juan Juliano's modus operandi is more do than you kind of react to what he's doing. So, Albert, you walk over. What have Valeria and Angus been talking about during this?
Well, watching Juan go over there, it's like, I got it. I'm going to go provoke the Boldavian to say, you're going to let this upstart steal your pub and your music?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's going to walk over there and start doing that and using coercion if she can to pump them up.
And Angus, what about you? What are you thinking here?
I think Angus is gonna kind of stay at this table, and he's sort of assuming that if something breaks out, he's the one who gets to carry the bull's head because he's the biggest and the strongest. So
the bull's head, the Rojo Negro, is at the far end of the bar from where you are right now.
Well, maybe I'll sort of stand up and kind of mosey over there slowly, not drawing a lot of attention to myself.
Okay. Let's, you know what? Yeah, to be honest, if they are, on their eye out for, for people who are likely to steal the thing, you are probably the least likely to be thought of as a wizard.
Wizard.
Right? Because just from how you're dressed and what you look like. So why don't we do this? Give me a stealth check, please. And I'll give you a +2 to that. Okay. Let's see here.
Pretty good with no modifier.
Pretty good with no modifier.
Yeah, so 17 in total, yeah. All right. Okay, so go ahead and move yourself, over towards where the Rojo Negro is. And let me, I'll give you a little token here. Draw shape. Boom. So here. Boom.
Yeah, so maybe around here, kind of.
Okay. So you get over and you're inconspicuously the big guy who's and I'm picturing, it's not on the map here, but I picture there's kind of like a window in here that leads back to sort of the back room there. Mm-hmm. That's where they're kind of like having drinks served out of, and he's dispensing them from there. And okay, so Juan Juliano has got some distraction, starting to play. And it's getting a little bit more of a crowd going. Valeria, you make your way over, and you're going to say something to these Boldavian locals?
Yes, I'm gonna lean in and say, are you gonna stand up for this guy taking your music and infiltrating your bar? They already take up half the room already.
Okay.
Are you men or are you boys?
Okay. Go ahead and give me a... Let's see here. I think that's a diplomacy check.
Okay.
It's either that or deception.
I was trying to coercion or whichever, but whichever works.
Well, coercion is not a skill, so...
Oh, well, I've got a feat that it's like quick coercion.
What does it say?
Coerce a creature after 1 round of conversation instead of a minute, but not in combat.
Okay, so that's a diplomacy thing,
okay,
right?
Either one.
Isn't that what coercion is? I
think it's intimidate, because...
Oh, is it? Okay, hold on here. Let's see. Because if you've got a better bonus...
I do. Intimidate's better.
It's an intimidate feat?
Yeah, it's for intimidation.
Yeah, go ahead and use intimidate then.
Sweet. Come on, dice gods. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Well, and also, I mean, like, just, I think given the circumstances, I'll get a +1 to that as well. Because they are a little annoyed.
I make her do the whole Moldavian accent and all that, and just
Yeah.
no, just
Okay.
Show a bit of leg there, man. Show a bit of leg.
no. It'd be cleavage or anything.
Let's see here. What is
Leaning over
your
the table?
Valeria? What is your perception bonus?
I have a 6.
A 6. Okay.
He's actually
Wow.
wise.
So they're the youngest one among them, kind of, is getting ready to go up, and then one of the elder ones, like, very, very quickly, snaps out and grabs his arm and shoots him a look like, "No, you don't." And you rolled well enough to know there's something going on here. This absolutely should have kicked off things. Someone is keeping these guys from kicking off a bar fight. Now yeah.
Does somebody have your balls? Have you been bribed to sit still and let this happen? Pathetic, and she spits.
You sit?
No, she spits and then walks like over in this direction, like she's gonna do something about it.
Okay. They do nothing.
Okay.
Now that's unusual. What you know is that should have, this should have kicked off something. So you can draw whatever conclusions you want about the reason that they're intentionally not letting a bar fight go out here.
Well,
And
obviously it's because of the tradition of stealing the bull's head.
you do not.
Well,
That's.
That's what she thinks.
I mean, well, what I'm telling you is that your character would imply, if you're intentionally being obtuse about it, you're free to do that. But
Oh, no.
your character would know, like, this is over a bull's head that gets returned at the end of the next day. That's not a big thing. This is not that much of a sense of pride. There's something else going on amongst this crowd. There's a different vibe going on amongst the Moldavian crowd. You also know that, again, like, this tradition goes back. This has been a Belkades establishment for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
The fact that it's changed over, that's also weird. And now there's Moldavians who don't want to make a scene here too. That's what your character. That's what I mean. Like, your character picks up that there's something. This is more than just like, we don't want to cause problems in here. It's we don't want to draw attention. Because you sort of have this moment where you ask about, like, where are your balls? And this older guy who's put his hand on the younger kid, he just stares at you with those, blue eyes and dark hair, and then just looks away and looks back down at his drink. And you kind of look around and you can see that this is what all of them are doing. They're all like, it's as if they are intentionally trying to be nonchalant. You didn't pick up on that before. I rolled for your perception roll, incidentally, really well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you're getting so much info about this.
Okay, so she's got the moral dilemma of pushing the issue and making things worse that she doesn't know about, or listening to her pride and saying, just walk over to Juan and instigate the situation some more.
Okay.
So that's what she's doing right now. So she's walking towards Juan.
Okay.
She's thinking about that.
Okay. So you're heading over towards Juan. Albrecht, you get over there too, and it seems like as soon as you've got back to the table, Angus... Well, you guys would have had a moment, Angus and Valeria, to say something before you all sort of gone off. Was there something you were telling Albrecht?
So I'm wondering if I could communicate to Albrecht, because if we want them to not think I'm a wizard, it doesn't make any sense for me to cast a spell, but it might be useful for him to cast Detect Magic on the bull's head to make sure it's not, like, trapped or something.
Yeah, I think that could make sense. So I can start making my way, and it works because I'm already kind of making my way towards the bar.
Yep.
I guess if I could go around there, maybe.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic.
First, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Unless you're...
Yeah.
Are you trying to be inconspicuous?
Or
Or you don't really care if they...
Well, I'm still wearing the mask. I'm still playing the role of a rabble-rouser party goer, and I'm, after all, going to get around from my table.
Okay. You know what? Give me a deception check. Let's see if they buy your drunk performance.
Sure.
Okay. So it's not terrible, but it's not, you know, someone with a real keen eye for it will see that you're playing up a little more drunk than what you actually are. But you make your way over there, and then go ahead and let's see here. You cast that. There is no, there is an aura around the bull's head. And if you want to kind of study the aura, then go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Yep, wrong window.
Whoa, nice. So what it is, there is a distinctly, basically it is an enchantment of preservation. So there is only a single enchantment. It looks like it's quite old. This is an enchantment of preservation. It's something that is going to prevent this thing from deteriorating, you know, the natural, you know, course of the effect of time and whatnot. It's otherwise not, there's otherwise no other enchantments. Toragana, was your intent to, like, once you've sort of surveyed the outside, to then join your colleagues inside, or were you going to stay outside?
Well, I've just been mulling over a little bit of a plan.
Okay.
What is there some sort of law enforcement in Glantri?
Yep.
What do they look like?
They probably have, I think they've got, like, black uniforms, kind of a black, like, tricorn hat kind of thing.
Okay, well, I will study their appearance whilst hatching up a kind of a plan for an illusionary disguise that may involve such an appearance at some point in the near future.
Sure. Yeah, so then you can see, because, I mean, on Carnival, they're making the rounds, you know, to make sure everything's okay. They're all wearing black masks as well, too. And, yeah, okay. And they got kind of like a militaristic cut to the thing, and they've got like maybe a leather or chain jerkin on as well, too. So you... we'll cut back to inside the bar. So Juan Juliano, you're still playing away. The band hasn't quite mustered up the courage to interrupt with you. While you are, you know, you've gestured and you're kind of maintaining that spell. So you're studying the magic. Albrecht, you feel someone grab your hand in a pretty strong grip, and it's the bartender, and he says, "We'll have none of that in here." You tower, like, you're a good head taller than this guy too, but he probably outweighs you by a good 50 pounds.
Yeah. I'm not spoiling for a fight yet. My apologies. Did not realize that such things were prohibited in here.
Okay. Give me another deception. Let's see. Okay. He actually holds on to the grip on your hand a little tighter, and he pulls you in a bit, and he says, "No trouble." And then lets go of your hand. It hurts a little bit too, like no damage, but like it was definitely a solid grip. He's got he's got like patches of beard, but he's got these weird like wisps. There's little moles where there's hair kind of at odd angles going out too. He's really a hideous man. Watery eyes, you know, and what do you do? He's just sort of like staring up at you, glaring.
So I guess a beer is out of the question?
He looks you up and down, turns, he grabs beers, puts one down in front of you. Hand out.
I'll pay him.
Okay.
I'll take my beer, and I'm assuming his eyes are just locked and they're not leaving me. So I'll just kind of grab my beer and kind of back up into the crowd.
Okay.
And move back away.
So Angus, while this is going on, you're sort of keeping I imagine you're kind of keeping an eye open for, you know, your opportunity here, as it were. It does appear that this bartender has actually moved away from where he was standing and is sort of glaring at Albrecht as he's getting away. So his attention is focused on him. Valeria, let's pick up for where you were. So you're going over Juan Juliano, you can see Valeria making her way towards you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Okay, go ahead.
I defer to the lady.
Okay. So she got actually a look of determination on her face because she made up her mind, and she
Okay.
just stalks over to him, and she starts like ranting, raving at him, and between words she'll say, "Put on a show," and eventually strike me across the face. And then she starts just yelling at him like, "How dare you come in here?" and blah blah blah. And she tries to take the horn away from you, and just like
Okay.
starts slapping at your shoulders and all
Okay.
that just to put on a show.
Give me. Why don't you give me a deception check, please?
Oh come on, Dice God. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so what you're really while the Moldavian part of the crowd is not, is remaining restrained. The rest of the partygoers like, hey, leave him alone. Let him play. Let him play. Get out of here. Ah! And they're I think one of the men kind of staggers forward towards you and goes to grab you to like pull you off of him, and then one of the musicians, who has been otherwise intimidated by Juan Juliano, he hops up and shoves this guy, and things are about to go sideways, guys.
Smirk just goes across her face for a brief second. You gotta strike her so it kicks it off. So she's gonna roll with it, but
Okay.
that's up to Juan to do a performance or something.
Unfortunately, Juan is too chivalrous to strike a lady. So, yeah,
Burn your balls, do it.
he's not gonna do it.
So she really starts to insult him now.
But what he does do is the guy who tried to grab you and roughhouse you. He says, "You leave the hands of the lady." So it defends the honor of the lady who was just slapping him.
Okay, so you. The musician turns towards you, and here's what we're gonna do, guys: is everyone click on your token, and
Can I cast a spell before it happens?
No, you can't.
I
You
want
can
to
do that as
command
your
him to strike him.
What's that?
I'm going to command him to strike him.
No, you can't. You have to roll. You can do that as your first action, but
Okay.
everyone click on your token. Go ahead and click. Hold on, let me make sure I got the initiative tracker clear. I do. Yeah, go ahead, click on your token first, then click on initiative.
Do we want to do a certain skill or just do perception?
I think it's just perception. I can't. No one else was doing something specific. Well, hold on. You know what?
Well,
I'll let you use deception if you want, Valeria, because that's what you were doing. No, okay.
Perception's higher.
Since I'm just gonna make a run for the bullhead, can I use athletics?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. Okay, let me.
Nice.
I'm still trying to find. Where the heck is it?
It's on the right side under hit points and perception.
Initiative. There we go.
Who are we missing?
Let's see
Juan?
here.
Juan.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Didn't go into turn order.
Which one
Oh,
did not?
that's
Oh,
weird.
did you click on
Mine
your
didn't.
token?
Oh, I clicked on Valeria for some reason. Okay, let me try that again.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's better.
better.
Sending. There we go. And let me just find a token for our drunken guys here. Where are we here? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, this'll do. Okay, here we go. Boom. Just
That's a big
reset.
drunken guy.
It's a really-
He's huge. He's huge! Someone enlarged
Hill
him.
giants here.
Okay, let me just put one in here. So put some musicians in. Boom, boom. And, yeah. Put a couple guys over here. And we'll use, let's see here. Use this for the bartender.
It's actually far more attractive than you described him.
Yeah, it's far too. The camera is far too flattering. Okay, so then let me make a quick roll for the rest of these schmoes. I rolled terribly.
Yay.
Oops, here we go. All right, and their bonus is 2, so they are not going to be going before you guys. All right, so I have to make no adjustments to the initiative tracker. All right, so first up is Juan Juliano. And that guy that you insulted, he appears to be likely to kick off. Oh, and hold on, guys. I want to do one quick thing here. Because in... there's a great bar fight table in... what do you call it? Low Fantasy Gaming. And... Tavern Brawls, here we go. And I think it'll be fun to use those. Excellent. Okay, so first off, as this sort of kicks off, I need Juan Juliano. Give me a percentile, a D20 roll, please.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and hold up. This is not the right music for this. Let's get something a little more up-tempo.
Probably should have had the up-tempo once it started playing.
Oh, that is not right either. This is the militaristic. I wish I could remember the name of the one we had from last night, because that was fucking great.
I think the goal should be to get the head to Torgon and have her fly off. Might be the best thing to do.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Forgive me for those listening at home as well, too. I'm sure this is fascinating viewing of me going by and listening to music. Let's see here. How's this one? Yeah, okay. Once again, Kevin MacLeod to the rescue. Boom. Okay.
There we go.
So, first, Juan Juliano. So let's see. What did you roll?
I rolled a 15.
15. 14.
14, sorry, man.
Would you give me a perception check, please?
Okay. Darn it. Alright, keep cooking off those things. Let's do perception.
No.
So, you know what? You were like, sir! And you turn around towards the musician. What you do not notice is the cut purse who grabs your coin purse.
Oh!
Someone was
on him. I
waiting
don't
for
have
this to
any
kick
money.
off.
Yes, you were pursued in Cyril Poor.
Okay, so what is your action?
Alright, ooh. Hey, this is he wants to use his rapier, but it's not gonna. That's a little.
Let's refresh our memory here, too, guys. So you have 3 actions for each turn. So what is your? You got 3 actions to spend. What do you want to do?
All right, I am going to. I think he's just gonna barrel chest run right into him.
Okay. Give me a athletics check, please.
Athletics check. Oh, not bad.
Not bad. So what? You're just trying to push this guy back?
Yeah, I'm trying to push him back, try to push him down, whatever the case
Yep.
is.
So he goes staggering back, and he bumps into the. One sec here. He bumps into the other musicians. You kind of hear the clattering of their instruments go to the ground. They're like, "You, elf!" And they now are going to be interested in you. Angus, give me a D20 roll, please. Go, Arlen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted by something else.
That's okay. Angus, give me a d20 roll, please.
Yes, 11.
So as things are going, I need you to give me a reflex save as someone throws a bottle in the direction of the Moldavians. Oh. So you're brained by a bottle. 6 points of damage. Gosh. Okay. Then Angus, your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, so stride, 1, 2, 3, 4
Yep.
to here.
I think, guys, you can assume that it's all difficult terrain just because it's a crowded bar.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So double, so 2, 3, 4, 1 stride.
Yep.
Second stride to here,
Yep.
and then interact with object to grab the thing.
Sure. You know what I'll let you do as well? I think that you can do an athletics check to try and like barrel through the crowd.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will do that.
Okay, so give me an athletics check. The downside is obviously if you fail, then you don't make progress.
I'm going to use a hero point on that.
Good call. And everyone gets another hero point as well, too, as this bar brawl kicks off.
All right, 15.
Yeah, so you move at your normal rate, so it's 1 stride to get there.
1 stride to get there.
Yep.
You're gonna manipulate it?
Well, no, now that so the thing is, I have a spell called Fleet Step. So what I'm wondering is if it would be better to cast it on myself to move faster as soon as I grab it, or to grab it and start moving now. And I'm thinking it might be better to do Fleet Step and to go ahead and cast right here.
Okay.
All right. So spells, Fleet Step.
Nice. Okay, so that's, yeah, awesome.
So that's all
What does it
matched.
look like as you cast this?
Oh, well, so I'm guessing the verbal component sounds like a little bit of sort of like a Scottish folk song, like John Barleycorn or something.
Yep.
And there's a bit of a sort of like, I don't know, dancey arm jiggy movement. And we maybe even hear, very faintly, because I think we did this last time, the very faint sound of bagpipes as if they're being playing over the hills
Yes.
in the background.
Awesome. Okay, let me, I'm going to make a check here. Huh, okay. All right, then, Albrecht, first, give me a d20 roll.
Oh no, that's not from the character sheet. I have to do that in here, right?
Yeah, so it's just
Slash R.
Yeah, slash
Yep.
roll 1d. Nice, okay, 14. Ooh! Give me a perception roll, please.
Oh no.
You likewise, there's like a gang of kids who they sit around waiting for this shit to happen. As soon as things start kicking off, they're jumping in and grabbing so your coin purse is likewise gone now.
That's more where that came
Yeah.
from.
So, Albrecht, what are you doing?
I was going to, so the bartender's like right in front of me.
Yep.
I am going to try to distract him and keep eye on the prize, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to say in a very charming voice, I think perhaps you should be paying more attention to what is happening in your bar and less on me, yeah?
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check, please.
Well, I was actually going to try to cast Charm Person to do this.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, go ahead. Let me get his stats.
Would that sort of be Arcana then?
That would be... No, let's just click on the spell. If you're going to do Charm Person, let's just click on the spell and see what it does.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so so what it tells us is it'll take you 2 of your 3 actions to cast it because it has 2 components, somatic and verbal. And let me see what it's. It has a will save, and you haven't used any hostile actions against it, so that's fine. Hunting visitors. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let me just check its will save. Okay, and the will save for you, it's not displaying there, but I think it will be your It's your level plus your con plus 2 plus your intelligence bonus, which I think is plus 4, right?
My intelligence is yes.
Plus 4. Okay, so 17 is what is the DC of this, and it actually fails. So, what does it look like as this spell takes effect on this hideous bartender?
I just imagine he kind of has this slow kind of gradual process of realization as his eyes look away from me for a second and notice all these people getting up and ready to bust some skulls. And I just imagine a panicked kind of expression of, oh shit.
Okay. And he says, "You're right, my friend. Of course." You still have one more action too if you want to do something.
Yeah, okay. Angus is looking like he's got the situation under control, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so I think maybe I can run interference. So I'm going to try to maybe, I'm going to move to kind of just keep, can I actually hold
Here's what you can do. So let me answer both those questions. Answer your question and then suggest something else here, or point something out in the mechanics. So first off, to ready an action, if you want to act on like as an interact or a reaction on someone else's turn, you need to spend 2 actions readying that. So you need to bang up. But what you could do is, if what you're suggesting is you want to try and make like to clear a path for him, I'll allow you to aid. So why don't you give me a athletics check? And then if you're successful in that, you'll give a +1 to him, or perhaps a +2 if you get a crit success.
Okay.
Okay?
No.
Nope.
Every time I try to help Angus.
You have a plethora of hero points. You can try again.
Actually, that's true. I've been stockpiling them, so I'll use one.
You maximum hero points is 3.
Oh, okay. Well then, that last one I just didn't get them. But I'll expend 1 then.
Okay, sounds good. Here we go.
So I'll try that again.
Big money.
Wow.
Still no. You're more of the commanding type, more so than the what do you call it? Than the shoving type. So, okay. So Valeria, would you kindly give me a D20, please?
Absolutely. Oh, that's not a rill. That's not. I need a roll. There we go. 12.
Ooh. So in amongst all of this stuff, you see at the back, amongst the Boldavians, a mysterious patron in a deep hood sits unperturbed in the midst of the fight, eating stew as the brawl rages around them.
I take note of that and think it's weird.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get back into.
Give me a perception roll for a second.
Better not be our. Holy
That's
crap!
funny.
I see everything.
Okay, so what you see, and this is going to be a split-second thing, and then you got to take your action. But you look over it underneath the hood, and there's you can picture there's like a little like lamp, an oil lamp on the table as well too, and it's the reflection of that into the deepened hood. You think you see for a split second the reflection of like 20 tiny eyes from in there, and then that is gone.
Yeah, I'm weirded out.
Okay. Now, Valeria, what are you going to do?
She's going to retrieve an item from her bag, which is going to be a sun rod.
Ooh, and that is a manipulate action.
Yeah.
Which attracts reactions.
She's going to be stepping away from them first.
Okay. It's difficult terrain everywhere, so you can't take a cautious step.
Okay. Well, fine, sure. I'll pull it out then.
Okay.
Why not? She doesn't want to get away, so we'll stride first. Because she just wants to create just one.
Okay, that also attracts the reactions. So either which way.
Away from him.
Yeah, you just got a nat 20 on the attack. You're sort of focused on something else. You are brained in the back of the head and take 8 points of damage.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
That's okay. She's pissed now.
Okay, so you've successfully you've stepped away. Now you're going to manipulate an offset. What are you taking out of the?
Well, now that she's been brained, she's thinking about actually casting a spell and hurting somebody.
Okay.
No, she's going to withdraw a Sun Rod, and then she's going to strike it to create a distraction and point it at the person that brained her and says, "You're going to suffer the wrath of a wizard."
It is. I mean, it's it's already lit in here, right? Like it's not going to be a flashbang kind of situation.
No, it's supposed to draw attention to her. Like,
Okay, just try. Okay,
like,
and from,
like pulling a wand or something, and
like, are you trying to help Angus? You mean, or?
trying to draw attention to her as much as she can from
No,
across
like
the
I
room.
get that's what you're doing. What is the intended? What's the consequence of that? Is what I mean. I'm trying to interpret.
She wants to make sure Angus can sneak away.
That's
without
what I thought.
getting
Okay, so why don't you give me a? I think it's a performance check. To be honest.
caught. Okay.
Give me a performance. I'll give you +2 because you're making use of a thing. Nice. Okay.
That was a natural 19.
Oh, wonderful. So Angus, you get +1 to your check. All right, and then finally Toragana. So you can hear all of this kicking off from outside. What you've had time to be, contemplating or formulating your plan. What's the plan in place here?
So I'm going to cast that illusory disguise. 1 action, somatic, 1 verbal.
Okay, so it's 2
And-
actions.
Yep.
Okay.
And form the disguise of a female keeper of the peace.
Nice.
The law.
Okay.
And I'm going to come through that door there. That
Awesome.
double door.
Okay, so you zoom through there in your thing. Give me a D20 roll. Now that you're in the
Okay.
crowd, let's see what happens. 2. Give me a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Somebody throw up on her?
Oh
That's
no,
hilarious.
it's even better.
Just locating these saves.
I think it's right in the middle, near
Oh,
the
they
top.
are. Yeah.
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 Here we go. Big money.
Oh.
Mention-
15.
15. So as you go in, you are, basically someone is running out. They see you coming in, and they fucking cold cock you right in the face. You're like, all right, what's going? Bam! And you're hit. What it was is the PC is knocked out by a lucky haymaker for 2d6 rounds.
Oh no.
But you save, so you only take 3 points of damage from it. You're hit, and you're kind of like, jeez. Your illusory hat is knocked off. Okay, so you are down. Now it is the crowd. Let's see here. The one that hit Valeria, it's going to move over and try and brain you again. Jeepers, not a crit this time.
Well, I have like 13 armor class, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Actually, it might be a crit then. Hold on. 23. It is a crit again. Good lord. So you take 10.
Are they using actual weapons
Yeah.
in a bar fight? What
They're
the hell's wrong with them?
10,
I know.
10 points of damage.
I'm gonna use hero points to not die.
Well, no, that's not how it
No.
works. It's on your. But the thing is that this is a non-lethal attack. You are knocked out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about dying. So
Well, I don't want to
Valeria's
be caught
been
either, so.
Valeria's been knocked out by this guy. Juan Juliano, you see this happen, but you have your own problems as these.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo! They stride forward.
God.
Let's see here. One of them misses. One of them hits you. What is your AC?
It is. What is my AC?
Lower wizard.
Probably. Yeah, I know. It's probably not very high. Let me see. Where is it?
It's almost
Really?
certainly 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong
I
one.
think his dex is higher.
It's actually 16.
16.
got a good
you
deck.
got
Okay, so it's not a
Yeah.
crit. You take 5 points of damage from this guy punching you. Kind of hits you in the stomach. The other one misses you. And I think that's it for them. The barkeep. I think the barkeep is going to be more focused. He goes running over here. Hey, get down to the Boldavians. So Angus, you're about to reach up towards the bull's head, and you see this barkeep running behind you. And you kind of like, oh, he seems more concerned with people over there. So that's no problem for you. All right. So then that'll be it for the people who are specifically attacking. We're top of the round then. Juan Juliano, give me a D20 roll, please.
Oh, sorry. 4.
All bad things.
Oh, sheets. I need you to give me a athletics check, please.
Oh, that's. Oh, he's not bad. Oh no, that's.
Or you know, awesome.
Whoa,
so all
cool.
these guys are basically because they can't. Their attempts to kind of use pugilism is not successful. They're all trying to pile on top of you. So you can picture it's that that classic scene of all these guys kind of like get him, and they're all piling down, and then suddenly you kind of like extract yourself from them, and they're in a pile.
Yes.
So yes, your turn now. What are you doing? They're in a heap over here.
So the other guy was the guy who attacked Valeria had done so with a weapon, right?
Nope.
Or like he did,
Nope. Punched her.
He did not.
A huge amount of damage, though. Holy
Yeah.
It was a crit, but
Ooh. Let's see.
he struck a woman right in front of you.
I know.
So three actions. What are you doing?
Is that a? I'm actually going to. I'm actually going to draw my rapier and point at him and say, "Best apologize to the lady."
Nice. Okay, so it's an action to draw your weapon, and then an action to go ahead and make an intimidate check.
Okay.
Nice dodge. Bless him.
I'm gonna use a hero point on that one.
Okay.
So.
Ah, roll 20. You have no tension.
Yeah.
Okay, now hold on. Now that is versus their will. That's actually good enough.
Okay.
So you, he kind of like stops and puts his hands up, and he's wearing the carnival getup and whatnot, and he says, "I was protecting you."
Apologize now. Apologize.
And he looks down. I'm sorry. And he's looking down, and I mean, she's unconscious on the ground. He's like, I'm not sure she heard. You have one more action. What do you want to do?
Can I possibly extract Valeria somehow out of there? Like just
You could pick her up yourself. Yeah.
pick her up. Yeah, pick her up.
What's your strength?
Yeah. Probably not that high. Let me see. 10.
What you could do is you could just get him to pick her up.
Oh yes, yes.
So you
Pick
gesture
her up,
down with the sword, and I'll have that be your last
Pick her
action.
up.
And he kind of looks down and goes and scoops her up and gets ready to bring her, carry her where you want to go. So that's yours. Angus, give me a D20 roll, please.
D20 roll. 17.
17. Give me a reflex roll. I love low fantasy game. This is a great fucking product.
Oh,
Nice, more than enough. So what you see is like from seemingly out of nowhere, an old woman with crazy eyes suddenly tries to bite you from underneath a nearby table. And you're like, wow! And you bring your foot back and she's like, looks up at you. Your actions, what are you doing?
All right, so one action, interact with object, grab the bull's head.
You got the bull's head, yeah.
All right, and then I can roll athletics to see if I can kind of barrel through the crowd and move at full speed,
I'll
right?
give you two different options. You can do the athletics check to barrel through. You can do acrobatics to run along the bar.
Well, I'm better at athletics, so I think I'll barrel through.
Okay.
And that's also more of an Angus thing to do, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And will he have any? Because I aided. Does he have
You
any?
did. Yeah, you'll
And
plus
I
one.
distracted, right? Is that not-
What was your? Oh yeah, you rolled 20. Yeah. So you got plus 2 to this as well.
So 17?
17. Yes. So you, you're easily able. Go ahead and move your regular rate for.
Plus fleet.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
My super above regular rate. So that's
Yeah.
5, 15, 20, 25. That's the first, and then I get 30 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's stride 1.
Okay. Nice. Go ahead and give me another athletics.
Another athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
So
Out
what?
the door and gone.
What amazing benefit do you want to do in this? Do you want to like smash through the front window or what?
Oh yeah, if I can go out one of the windows, that sounds
Property damage?
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. All right, so
We will never be able to come back to this bar again.
They haven't seen our faces.
25.
Okay.
All right, so then 5, 10. So I have 20 more movement past this.
Yeah, so you smash
window.
through the window, and
Well,
yeah,
I can't actually move through the window. Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
And
Okay.
then I'm just gonna take off towards the school.
Okay, so you're booking. And what I'm going to say as well, too, because of your crit, I'll give everybody else +1 on their saves that they have from the bar events. Because it's just drawn this big, burly, Scottish guy just went, racing through this crowd, bash, and smashes through the window, and
Yeah,
everyone kind of
big, really Scottish guy moving at like 2.5 times the speed that a normal person can run.
yeah.
How do you find those openings? Like, gee.
All right.
It's like they parted before him.
So then, Albrecht, what are you doing? First off, D20 roll. 11. Duck! Give me a reflex save!
Reflex.
Oh,
Come on, you spend those points, man.
Oh, yeah, you got tons of hero points. You want to re-roll that?
I got a couple of them left, so yeah, I'll try that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we
So,
go.
again, someone's tossed a bottle at someone, and you duck underneath this thing. What are you doing? 3 actions.
All right.
Actually, yeah, you can catch it with a roll that good. You can catch it.
Sure, I'll catch it.
Okay.
So I guess I see this whole situation going on to the right with Juan and Valeria. Angus is already taking care of things, so I'll go over here.
Okay.
Juan, you have Valeria in your arms, right? So-
Well, the guy next to me does, but yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. It is,
All right.
it's-
I could. I'm gonna look at the guy holding Valeria. Try to hasten this along. Oh no, she's out. I can cast. What's it called? I have my healing. Oh no, that didn't go so well last time. We're not doing that.
Battle magic. Wake up!
No, wake me up. Wake me up.
All right, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a hero point left?
So we'll
Yeah,
go.
so I have battle medicine.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's check it, and then
Where's
so
my?
just a medicine check then, please.
Yeah.
Break out some smelling stuff.
Nat
Oh, yeah.
20!
Okay. There we go.
Amazing. So you heal 4d8 damage.
Whoa.
Well, I just go to my max, which is 15.
Well, no, you have to roll because
Yeah,
you
you have
could
to
roll
roll.
a 4.
Could roll one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to- okay, I'll roll it then.
Harsh experience with roll 20 has shown us that you can absolutely
Oh.
roll a 4. Yeah, so there you go. So what I think happens is, Albert, you caught that bottle of brandy, and you walk over, and you're just like, get yourself up. And she looks around, and it's 2 actions to do battle medicine, I think, right?
I believe. Let me just look
I think we looked at that last
look at
time,
it
right, guys,
here.
right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, well, it says 1 action.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It says on the.
So
Yep.
you still have 1 more action then, Albrecht. What do you want to do?
Oh, I was gonna command one of these guys to let her go, or to let us leave and get out of our way. But
Yeah.
that spell, so that would take 2. I think that one would actually take 2. Yeah, so that won't work. Crap.
May I make a suggestion? I don't know if you've got this as one, but do you have the shield cantrip?
I don't seem to have. No,
No? Okay.
I don't think I do.
Okay. Then unless you've got something else you can do, we'll...
I have electric arc cantrip.
That is a different situation. All right, so Valeria, would you kindly give me a D20 roll, please?
No.
6. See, you're awake. Bloody ruffians. One of the bar staff whacks a PC on the head with a skillet, stunning them.
Tries to.
So you'll lose... give me a D6 roll.
Doesn't he have to roll to hit me?
So you're awake and you're kind of coughing and sputtering. You're like, all right. And then one of the barmaid kind of runs by and clarks you in the back of the head, and unfortunately you lose all 3 actions for this turn.
Okay.
So, Torgana, what are you doing?
Figured there'd be a save involved, but...
Nope. What are you doing, Torgana? Oh, you're muted, Colin.
So I was thinking to... We need to get out of here, really.
Yeah.
Nobody's actually grabbed, are they, by anyone?
No. Valeria's being held by someone, but not grappled. Oh, Torgana, I need a d20 roll from you, too, actually.
2.
You roll the same thing! Give me another fortitude save, please.
I'm gonna shank that fool.
No respect for authority in here,
Yes.
is there?
So you like get hit as you're going in, you get up, you're like, come on, and then boom, you hit again.
Well, my next action is gonna be to fucking kill that geese.
Give it a save or something?
He uses
Yeah.
a fort save, yeah.
Hold on,
Torgana, I
right.
need a fort save from you, please.
Yeah. Oh, man, god, that cat's shit. What's up with this? I'm in spit. Oh, there it is. No, I see the tab now.
Yeah. Go.
I'll re-roll that magic. What do you call it?
Hero point?
Fortune, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, astonishing fortune. Ah,
Jeez.
That would roll
Roll20's not
fun.
being very random today.
All right, so you are, you get up and you're like, your mouth goes open, and then boom, you are knocked unconscious, and you are on the ground for a while. Okay, so then the bar ruffians, the one that is carrying Valeria, what did you direct him to do? One.
I was basically take him door direction.
So which door? The door over here, or the door where you guys came in?
Well, that's the pile, so I'm probably thinking more towards the front entrance.
Front entrance.
Or at least
okay.
get it, yeah.
Okay, so he will have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's carrying her about to there right now, making his way through the crowd. The ones in the pile are going to get up and they're going to try and grapple you, actually, Juan Juliano.
Albert doesn't help you, so
Oof.
That's
What
true.
is... Hold on, what is their bonus?
0.
You know what? They actually miss you.
Oh, yes.
So because of your you got the highest AC I think of the group, so they're trying to grapple you, but again you're kind of keeping your distance. I'm picturing you kind of like you've got your fencing, your rapier in one hand and you've got like a trumpet in the other, and you're kind of keeping them at a distance with the trumpet. Get off of me.
Yes.
Okay, then Juan Juliano, would you give me a D20 roll, please?
I will do.
16.
Not again.
The biggest and meanest looking warrior in the tavern cracks the head of his current foe before pointing at you, Juan Juliano, and nodding enthusiastically. Oh, yeah. So there's a big Moldavian guy who is making his way. You know that kid you were trying to agitate before, Valeria?
Uh-huh.
He's not listening to his elder anymore. He's over and is ready to kind of jump in on Juan Belkadi. So,
What you
Juan,
get for not hitting me, Juan? It's your fault.
So, Juan, what are you doing? You have 3 actions.
Am I gonna get attacks of opportunity against me if I
Don't know.
move, or is it,
Remember that in Pathfinder, PF2, not everything has reactions, but
Yeah.
you can kind of judge. It's the things that are militaristic generally that would have reactions, or big scary monsters.
And these are magicians, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Musicians probably not. So I'm going to as the guy's pointing at me, I'm just gonna be like, and then I'm just gonna run.
Nice. Okay, so what you can do is you can make an athletics check or an acrobatics check to try and get through the crowd faster.
I'm gonna do acrobatics.
Go ahead. Nice.
All right, yeah.
So go ahead and
Jumping
move
over
at your
tables
full
and
rate for the
swinging.
first one, and you can move over tables with that. This is you kind of scampering up onto stools and tables and leaping and
Yeah.
whatever.
So
remember-
how much can I move?
Every second diagonal, I think your move is a 30, so you can move 6 squares. Every second diagonal is 2. Oh, you're on the measuring tool.
Oh, if I'm yeah, is that okay then? Can I just
No, yeah, move it by squares.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what square. I don't even know what square I'm on because I'm like in the middle of.
You're gonna be right. Oops. Yeah, right.
Which square should it be?
There.
Okay, that works. All right, so. All right. 1. So that's 3. 4, 6.
Okay. Yeah. Give me another acrobatics check.
All right, will do. Oh, did I just keep closing my window? I don't know why I do that.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Easy. Go
All
ahead.
right, cool. Yeah. All right. So 1, 2. He's gonna run through Keela.
Okay. You actually have lost track of Keela, for that matter.
Oh, damn it! I wanted to run through her.
No, you can run through someone else. You're dancing, like you're knocking
Okay.
drinks out of people's hands. Like, hey, as you're jumping across the
Okay.
tables. Okay,
Okay.
and this window is now wide open as well too. If you want to try and make a break for that,
Which
or
one?
you can see Toragana is unconscious on the ground too. Actually, oh god,
Well, she's got
Toragana,
women with her.
is your illusion spell? Is that concentration or?
I don't know how you tell.
Is it sustained or not? What happened during?
Yeah, because I don't know. Like they might not know that it's you. They might just think there's some town watch woman.
Oh yeah.
Disguise self is. What is it? Illusionary disguise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it is a duration of 1 hour.
Oh no.
But she did bring the broom in, so we might notice the broom.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let you. Juliana, why don't you give me a perception check here? Let's see if you pick up that it's her. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna be good.
Hold on. Okay. Hero point.
Hero point. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Definitely not.
Okay. So, yeah. You got your last action. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna. I can move again?
Yep. Give me an acrobatics check,
All right.
and we'll go. And next up will be Angus. Yep. Go ahead and move your 6 squares, and then Angus, give me a D20 roll, please.
Still, even though I'm out of the.
Oh no! Yeah, forgive me. No, you're outside. Yeah, so you're booking. We know what Angus is
I'm
doing.
Just booking it.
Yeah. Then we're up to Albrecht. Albrecht, give me a D20 roll.
Yep.
That was here.
11.
I'm being very consistent with them.
Yeah, really. Duck again. Go ahead and give me a reflex check or reflex save.
Wrong tab. Reflex. I'm consistent with those two.
So you are tagged by this. You take 5 points of damage as like a mug clarks you right in the back of the head. Oh. But then you get your action. Go ahead.
All right. Point of order. These the 3 guys right next to me. Are they next to me, or are they in that square that's next
They're
to me?
kind of all
or-
piled on. They're just getting themselves extracted. They were in a pile trying to drag Juan Juliano down.
Right. Okay. So I guess my principal question is, if I try to move away from them, is that going to provoke anything?
Don't know.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do actually noticing everybody leaving and that I'm pretty much the straggler. I still have that bottle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to them and go, "Hey, gents, you hungry or are you thirsty?" I'm gonna chuck the bottle at them and just see if they would be interested in a free bottle of booze.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Give me.
Try to
let's
use
see
that
here.
to distract them while I run.
I think, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to make a roll. There's not a roll there really for them. I'll make a will save for them. Nope. So they're all like, hey, oh, yeah. I guess it's apparently it's some really valuable thing. So, being the stereotypical musicians, they all really, want to drink. So they seem occupied. That was one action. You still have 2 more actions.
I'm gonna stride for both of them and get the heck out of here.
Okay, so if you want to try and force your way through the crowd, you can make an athletics check to move at your normal rate. If you want to try and like be athletic, you can do acrobatics. Otherwise, just move half your move.
I think I'll do athletics to try to get as far as I can.
Through?
Then.
Yeah, sounds good. Go ahead.
Nope.
So you try and push your way through, and you make no progress for that first action.
Actually, I'll try. Okay, that's fine.
Or
The second time, I'll try to.
Did you want to hear about it?
I thought I might want to use that last hero point to try to catch up with everybody. I don't want to be stuck here holding the proverbial hot potato.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try that again.
Nice.
Right, there we go.
Go ahead and move your full rate.
Okay, it's essentially six.
Yeah, six
squares. 2, 3,
You
4.
can use your last action to do that again. Just go ahead and give me another athletics check. And then it'll be Valeria. Give me a d20 roll.
Yeah, if I'm conscious.
Is 11 enough?
11 is not enough, so you don't make progress.
Okay.
You hit kind of a snarl of them.
Yeah. Halfway there.
So as you're kicking along, you know you're awake again. Your senses come back to you. You're only stunned for that one round. You're kind of kicking your feet around like, let go of me, and you hit one of those lanterns on the table. It smashes on the ground and catches the curtains. So
Awesome.
that's it. What are you doing? You got 3 actions. You're currently being carried by this man.
I'm gonna. As I'm looking around to see where my allies are, because I'm just coming to my senses.
Yeah.
I see Albert's behind me, Juan's below me, and can I make out Torgana over there with the staff, or
Give me a perception roll. Let's see.
you might need assistance?
Yeah. So as a search, I think then what you're doing is you're doing a seek action for.
That's what I'm doing.
Nice. Yeah, I think, you know what, knowing that she was an illusionist, you knew about the whole fake voice before. You see it over there, you're like, oh, come on. And there's this very, diminutive female captain of the watch carrying Torgana's broom.
Okay. So she's basically going to push off the guy and says, leave me alone. I'm done.
Sure.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
And we'll try and make her way over to Torgana.
Sure. Now, do you want to try and force your way through, or are you just going to take the half move?
I have no acrobatics or athletics to speak of, so she's just going to make her way over normally.
Now, can you think of any other way of doing this?
Other than intimidating them with magic and making them go and back away.
Sure. Give me an intimidate check.
Basically, she's angry enough that the black tendrils of necromancy start radiating from her skin.
Sure.
And she's thinking about calling on her focus spell, just to sticken everyone around her.
Okay.
But I think she's going to hero point that.
Okay.
She really wants to get the hell out of here. This is not gone the way she wanted.
Nice. So for this round, the crowd parts, so go ahead and move your full move.
Okay.
Or for that action, then give me one more intimidate.
10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not fast. No, so she's just gonna go in half then, right?
Yeah, that's it. No, she can't move. You either, if you move half, the risk of making the roll is you could go full move or you could get no progress.
Okay, yeah, no, she'll stay there.
Okay, so that was Valeria. Torgana's unconscious. The guy who was carrying you is, I don't think there's anything else that the specific kind of, bar brawlers are going to do to you guys. So we're at Juan Juliano, last D20 before you get out of the thing here. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Wow, they're even doing it down there? Holy cow, this is a big brawl.
Yeah.
5. Oh. So, some skinny thief on the edge of the thing yells out, 3-to-1 odds for him to be the last knocked out! And then there's a bunch of the brawlers are like, oh, get him! And they all decide to kind of converge on you, Juan Juliano. You will likely be out of the bar before you need to worry yourself with that. So, yeah.
Okay.
What is the last, kind of big flourish you make as you jump out the window?
Yeah, exactly. Ow.
Great.
Jump the hell out.
Okay, and you are out. Nice. Angus is out as well. Albrecht, give me a D20 roll, please.
Yep. Oh, no.
Pile on. A bunch of brawlers. Give me an athletics check, please. There's more of the crowd's like, take him down. Get him. That's
No.
20. Awesome. You know
Look
what?
at little bastard.
Because of the crit, you don't need to make a first athletics check. You can go ahead and we'll say for the rest of the round, go ahead and move your full rate.
Okay. That's 1, 2, 3.
I think that's
4,
probably enough to
5,
get yourself out.
6.
So you can go out the window where...
I would have to use 2 strides to do it, but yeah.
No problem. Yeah, that's fine. With a crit success, I'll let you do that. Valyria, give me a d20 roll.
Okay, hopefully the barmaid doesn't show up with another pan again.
It's a great result. I mean, it's funny in the kind of fiction of it, of like, I'm gonna...
Just wake up sputtering and dung.
18. Oh, gee. Would you give me a, let's see here, a reflex save, please?
This is why I saved my last point. Yes, why I saved my last point. That didn't work.
Oh, shit. So, bar slide. The PC is grabbed by 3 brawlers and thrown across the bar, knocking off mugs and plates.
I'm away from the bar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, give me a D8 roll, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you know what? It's not that bad because you're sort of tossed off in this direction and you slide on the floor and kind of hit there. So you're going to spend 1 action getting up, but
Okay.
they've thrown you off in the direction of you sort of slide across the dirty floor. So your turn. You have one, I guess 1 action to stand up, and you got 2 more actions.
Yeah, she's gonna stride over to Torgana and kind of like reach the broom. I'm hoping it was under her.
Yeah.
And she's gonna try and control the broom to lift Torgana up and then take them out the door.
Well,
Sure.
Torgana still looks like the captain.
Well, I spotted the broom, so I assumed
Yeah,
it
he
was
spotted. He rolled really well on the perception
Oh, I'm
check.
sorry. I
Yeah.
missed that.
Okay, so give me a, an Arcana check. Let's see. You're not attuned to this thing yet.
Yeah.
So you grab it and you're like, come on, come on! And it's not, yeah, not going just yet.
Okay.
Okay, so, you shake that thing. Torgana is, I think maybe now you're kind of like, oh, what's going on? And you're sort of being held up by Valyria. What are you doing? Let's let you have an first. Actually, give me a d20 roll, Torgana.
Sucker punch, she's awake.
9. Looters. So you're looking around and you can see like there's a bunch of opportunistic people who are like digging through unconscious, people grabbing shit. There's a fire that started on the right side of the tavern, but otherwise you're not affected. Nothing else is going on. So Torgana, what are you doing? I'll give you 3 actions now. You're currently prone, but Valyria's got her arm around you and another hand on the broom. What do you want to do?
Fire up the broom.
Okay. So you...
Valeria, jump on.
Yeah, that was the intention.
Okay, and then you guys...
Yeah.
You head out. All right. So...
Punch it.
And I think that's everybody, right? Everybody has successfully extracted themselves. Excellent. So...
Holy cow.
That was great. All right. So... What do we see as you guys reunite back in the in your quarters? It sounds like you guys are all coming one by one. Angus, you would likely be the one, because you're fleet, you'd be the first one to get back probably. Do you want to be the first one back, or do you want to make your triumphant last arrival?
No, I'm gonna be the first one back. I'm gonna tie the head to the rope and stuff, and then climb up and then pull it up so that I can set it on like the coffee table in the center of the dormitory and just sit down with my feet up next to it.
Nice. So, as we see you guys each, why don't you guys each give us a description of what we see as your characters arrive? We'll go left to right this time. So, Juan Juliana, what do we see?
When I'm actually in the scene?
Yeah, as you climb yourself back into the room and you see Angus sitting there, the cat that ate the canary kind of look on his face.
I look around for if there's some wine or any sort of other alcohol.
Okay, so you get in.
Is there?
You ignore him. I imagine you probably brought some with you from Melchades. So.
Yeah, I pour him a drink.
Nice. Next will be Valyria and Torgana come in on the broom.
Yeah, Valyria gets in it. She kind of like just slumps off the broom and onto her cot and just starts rubbing her head where she got hit with a bottle and the pan and the face where she got hit by somebody. He's like, I need some herbs, and she starts digging through her bag and rolling up something and lights it and just sits back and.
What about Toragana?
I think she just comes in, drops off Valeria, like waves at Angus and like claps her hands, kind of, and jumps back on the broom. I'll be back in a minute. I've got to get the rest. And she just like whoosh, dives out of the window again.
Okay, so Albrecht,
Albrecht,
you're running back, and you can see, you know, as you're getting close to the school, you can see Toragana up in the sky. What do you do? Do you wave her down, or do you want to make it back on your own steam?
I think I'll just kind of make it back on my own.
Okay, so Toragana, give me a perception roll. Let's see if you spot him or not.
Do it.
A beat up, right? Okay. I think that you do not then. So you get back, but eventually you double check back, and you can see that Albrecht is back. So you get in, and you're like, all right. Toragana has been traveling. I think about an hour passes before she finally comes back. And you guys are also, you know, Juan Juliano is celebrating. Angus is obviously celebrating. Valeria is feeling a little better now that she's got her medicinal, you know, stuff. Toragana finally comes back after all that time, and the one thing that does not come back is Keela.
Yeah, we lost track of her.
You guys all kind of look at each other, and you know, you look at the Rojo Negro is sitting there, but another hour passes. Toragana does a quick tour of that, you know, and the sound of the carnival, instead of being joyous, as you're getting a little more concerned over this and a little more panicked, it sounds more like that frantic just cacophony of noise down there and lights and sensations. And you realize, like, it's making it so much harder to try and keep an eye out. The evening passes. You guys, you know, through the waning hours, as the last of the parties kind of wind down, as the canals grow empty, you realize that Keela is missing. You come back, all weary, you know, a little beaten from the physical exertion and the physical experience of the bar fight. And you all sit around, and while you have successfully retrieved the Rojo Negro, was it at the cost of one of your conclave? We'll have to find out next time.
Oh.
So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 2 of the Glantri Great School of Magic First Class campaign. As always, if you have any comments, questions, I should kill the music while I'm doing this. All right, as always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. Alternatively, you can reach me on Twitter, or you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com, or you can follow the link in the description of the video and join us on Discord, where we have a channel dedicated for this campaign, as well as all the other campaigns, and a general channel for all the things we do on the channel. In addition, you may notice that there is a link to something called Heroes Save Villages in the description of the video. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. We don't monetize the channel in any other way. We don't run ads. We don't have a Patreon. If you are inclined to toss some Galantrian ducats our way, I'd encourage you to follow the link through and learn a little about the Heroes Save Villages campaign that benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It's a really terrific charity that is active in over 130 countries that provides secure, stable, and supportive environments for over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. It's a really terrific organization, and we very fortunately have already exceeded the fundraising goal for the year. The very generous donors and viewers have donated over $3,000 so far to the campaign, which all goes to help the kids who benefit from SOS Children's Villages International. I don't want anyone to feel obligated, obviously, but if you are inclined to toss any financial reward in the direction of the channel, that's how I would encourage you to consider, or as a way of donating. Any money donated through that campaign goes directly to SOS Children's Villages International. There's no middleman, and none of it goes to the channel. Last but not least, I want to thank my players. Guys, after having to adjourn last session, thank you so much for joining me this morning. So, Brandon, John, Colin, Arlen, and Andrew, thank you so much for joining me back in Glantri, guys. I look forward to returning in 2 weeks' time. So,
Thanks a lot.
until next time.
Great.
Then, folks, thank you again for joining us. And until we see you again, happy gaming.